Hello, and welcome to our home. My name is Marvin Jenkins Jr. I am the third generation from the Jenkins family to own our property here at 9000 Isham. And right now, we're going to give you a tour of what we've been doing, what our family history is like, in our application for the Detroit Black Farmers Land Fund. Come check us out. I'm going to show you guys a little bit of my family history, what we've been up to, who I am, and what we plan on doing with the resources from the Detroit Black Farmers Land Fund. Come walk with me. A quick explanation of who I am and where my family comes from. It started with my grandfather and my grandmother, Floyd and Helen Jenkins, with their purchase of the property here, 9000 Isham. We're right here on the east side of Detroit, right off of Gratiot and Harper. And they bought their home in 1955. They were the first Black-owned home during the time in this neighborhood. So my grandfather and my grandparents, they came from South Carolina. Out in South Carolina, they ran their own family farm there. So my grandfather brought a lot of his heritage of farming up here to Detroit. And right over in our spot here, which we'll show you, he had a garden that was always there during my childhood. And one of my favorite things to eat from the garden was his peaches that were growing in many peach trees that he had in this area. I really want to, now that I have inherited this house from my grandparents, to keep that legacy going and build upon it and expand upon it. Me and my wife, we have really been focused on plant-based eating and educating people about the benefits of growing your own fresh foods and fresh produce to ensure that what you are eating adds to your health. All right, come walk with me, check us out. I'm gonna give you a tour of what our plans are, what we're gonna do with the funds for the program. Check it out. So this is our property that we currently have with the Detroit Land Bank. It's 6,000 square feet. And on this property is where we're going to do a lot of our in-ground and raised garden beds to grow our vegetables and produce for the community. Right now, we focused on clearing the land. We've got permission and approval from all of our different neighbors. And we're beautifying the place this year. And next year, we'll be preparing the soil that has already been tested from Keep Growing Detroit to be able to produce our fruits and our vegetables, and again, in ground and in raised beds. All right, I wanted to talk to you as well about another property that we've been working on keeping clean and clear, that we will use the program's resources to expand upon the 6,000 square feet that we currently have, with another 12,000 square feet of lots that we've been clearing. So far, we focused on clearing out of all of the trash and blight out of this area, as well as removing overgrowth, a lot of the overgrowth trees and a lot of the overgrowth of the weeds. We've been working with the resources from Keep Growing Detroit to put down mulch. Maintaining the lot has been a big focus for us throughout the past winter and spring. And right now, the lot is in a pretty good condition. We have not had the soil tested yet, but this is another area that we would love to turn into a community workspace where we can have an area of which we can have events, we can spread knowledge, and we can have a nice place for people to gather, to sit down and enjoy some fresh, clean produce. To conclude our application, I want to say thank you for the program's opportunity to just bring communities together, bring healthy eating to my home, and bring the ability for us to share our knowledge with others. Right now, we have a community full of people, from Perlene to John to Mrs. K to Joanna to Mr. Fletcher to Hank, that are all in support of bringing community gardens to our area, to our homes. So thank you. I'm glad to be able to share my family history for you, and hopefully the Jenkins Farm will be the next one on the list for the program. Take care. Come on, Cat. CK.